It's like a pencil in a canvas. I'm at the ATM, I'm with money at the moment. Yeah. Like college stadiums, the bands keep on rolling in. They like the merch like a clerk, thank you, come again. Yeah. Our team won, hedging funds, we having fun again. Cash, quarters, fast, money, big skills, bills, money, on the big money, money, yeah, we stay money.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We got Athletic Money. This platform is very important to us. For those of you that don't know, this platform is to educate athletes, educate the working person on investing, business, and different experiences that we went through, and also different success that we had. And as you guys know, we said we're going to have some interesting guests, and we got one today that checks all the boxes. My brother, man, Mr. Calm, Cool, Collected, Mr. Super Bowl champion, my former teammate, LA Ram, and Virginia's finest as well, AZ's finest, Bryce Perkins, man. Happy to have you on, brother.
Man, blessings, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. It's an honor to be here with y'all.
Yes, sir, man. As you know, I'm your host, Jamil the Real. Got my dog, OG Tone.
Yes, sir, Ski. I was hosting OG Tone, my fault. But yeah, Bryce, man, it's so dope to have you on just to see a lot that you're doing outside of, the world of football, obviously. I know we all played in college and in the NFL, but it's really outside, who we really are and what our passions are and our dreams are. So I'm so excited to get into what you've been working on, your projects, and really diving into each facet and how it's done too. Like, shedding some game for anybody who wants that same type of product to put on, or, just whatever brand, however you do it. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%, man. It's definitely been a journey, man. And Demi was telling me about the platform and the theme of the podcast, man. I was like, yeah, no doubt, man. This is something that everybody needs to hear, something that can help and very beneficial to all athletes, people in general. So, man, I'm excited to get into it.
Facts, bro. I'm starting to learn, too, the more we put ourselves out there and the more we show people who we are behind the helmet, behind the craft, behind the profession, people start to understand, like, oh, yo, these athletes aren't just guys with talent. They're actually smart individuals, which you have to be in order to play, the game that we do and do the things at an elite level every day, which other elite people do on a daily basis. So, the first thing I want to definitely get into, bro, because, we know each other on the football level, but and we know a good amount about each other because being teammates. But the first thing I want to dive into, bro, is like, your family dynamic growing up, and your upbringing as well. If you can, paint that picture, for us, where you're from and everything like that.
Yeah, man. So I'm from Arizona, man. Chandler, Arizona. Grew up here. Mom and pops, from the Midwest, but my pops went to ASU, so he played football as well. And after he was done playing, he stayed here. He loved the warm weather opposed to the snow in the winter. So that's where they settled up and raised me and my brother throughout. And then me and my brother are close in age, so growing up we always competed against each other. We always had that. Okay, how many touchdowns you score? I gotta score this much. We always had that friendly brotherly rivalry going up, and he pushed me, more than anybody. And then went to Chandler High School as well, and then ventured into. I went to ASU for a couple of years. Ended up suffering a 2-level neck fracture, and then which caused me to transfer to junior college and ended up in Virginia. And then from there, went to LA, where I met my guy right here. And then, from the blessings of being able to, make it in the league, for the time that I did, was able to start a canned cocktail alcohol company. So a little quick kind of overview, but no sliding in the blessings that I've been able to receive throughout my life.
Facts. No, bro, that's wonderful. It's you mentioned your brother, bro. Y'all like twins, bro, for real.
Yeah. I mean, we close, man, and growing up, I was always skinny, man. I was always skinny. The skinny one, he was kind of bigger than, so we kind of didn't look that much alike. But now, I put some size on me, put some weight on me now. So, I kind of filled out, and me and him definitely look, closer. And I'm starting to get a little facial hair now, too.
It ain't easy to grow, bro.
Man, I'm telling you.
You see me, bro. I can't even get a beard, bro.
Man, all my life, I have to fight,
man. Real talk.
You good, JD, with the stash, baby? You good? We good?
Yeah,
with the
looks good on you.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
appreciate you, Tom.
Tom got the stash too.
Everybody need a stash and a goatee, man.
Facts. But yeah, bro. Nah, I appreciate you sharing that. And I was always interested. Like, we also know we had a teammate of ours that I think he's from Chandler, Arizona as well. Brett Hundley.
Yeah.
Yep.
For some of the people out there, how is it, like growing up in Arizona? A lot of people hear the horror stories of the heat and all that.
Yeah.
Like, how was it for you? Like, how was your area like growing up? You know what I'm saying? I heard Chandler is a nice area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, man. No, the heat is definitely it's something crazy, man. But yeah, Chandler's a nice area. Chandler has his good parts, kind of run down parts, and Chandler High School is majority of minorities, big Hispanic community that goes to Chandler High School. But come on, man! But the school is nice, though, man. The school is dope, and now starting to get a lot of attention because of football, helping the school out in all different type of ways. Brett Hundley was definitely like the man growing up, or the man kind of when I was in middle school and he was playing. He was like, Chandler Gatorade Player of the Year, everything like that, and when you're going to these different schools or you're in school, you're like, oh man, I want to be like that. So he's definitely, played a big part of that. So okay, man, so he went to Chandler. Okay, I go to Chandler now. I have something to kind of stack myself against, and then also him going to UCLA. And my brother went to UCLA, so they play together too. So being able to see him, and even just the type of person Brett is, he's good. He's a good-hearted human being, and he definitely, wants other people to succeed. So it's good to have someone like that came before you to be able to, kind of learn and grow from. But yeah, man, it's hot, man. It's hot in Chandler, man, but it's definitely beautiful, man. It's definitely beautiful. We ain't got no grass, but
I like that, bro. I feel like Arizona is a mixture of like Cali and Vegas kind of vibes.
Nah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. It for sure.
Yeah, bro. Like the architecture, the cribs and everything, but yeah, that's for
it's hotter than hell in Arizona.
Sure is,
it's hotter than hell, bro. Oh my gosh. I got off when I got off the plane to the airport, I couldn't breathe, because the southeast it's humid. You know what I mean? You get airflow, through the air when it is dry out there in Arizona. It's crazy.
Facts. What month you come? What month you come in?
I came in. I think I came 4th of July, somewhere around there. Hottest time of the world.
Wild.
No, tripping.
But yeah, bro, I kind of wanted. You spoke about it earlier. The neck injury you sustained. I kind of want to dive into, some of the adversity you've been through because, it's no stranger to it. Yeah. So that was, I believe, in 2016. You end up signing to Arizona State in 2015. And 2016, you sustained an injury, missed the entire season. And then you end up transferring to Arizona Western. You obviously go crazy because then that gives you the opportunity to go to Virginia, and you end up putting, numbers there. Can you kind of talk about, your struggles, your mental battles through that journey and how you overcame that, bro? Because that's honestly something special.
Nah, yeah, it's crazy how it kind of happened because so I was at ASU for my first year, and then going into my second year, a day before I suffered a neck injury, right? And that's why I kind of I truly believe there's divine purpose to everything. So
facts,
because the day before I suffered a neck injury, my coach pulled me in. It was because this is the third, fourth week of camp, and we had a couple more weeks. So coach pulled me in the office, and he was saying okay, you're kind of down on the quarterback depth chart, so we're going to switch you to receiver, right?
Oh,
Yeah, so he pulled me in the office, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, because I mean, ASU is a beautiful school, beautiful campus, and everything like that, and you know, being here for almost 2 years, you know, I got relationships with people that, you know, I was like, I wasn't trying to leave, I wasn't trying to transfer.
yeah.
So so it's crazy. He pulled me in the office. He said, yeah, we're gonna try you at receiver, you know, this, that, and third, and I was like, I don't know. And then, you know, kind of the next practice, he said, you still gonna play quarterback, and then, you know, at the end of practice, kind of get you some catches at receiver. So, I was like, okay. I was like, do I leave? Do I stay? And then I suffered a neck injury literally the next day in practice on the last drill,
Wow.
last period, and then kind of throughout that journey, came to the realization that, you know, I had to leave. Like, you know, I had to.
Yeah, you had to make something shake.
Yeah, I had to make some shake. You know, I didn't want to stay and play receiver. Man, I can't even really catch like that for real. So I had to end up shaking it, and then yeah, I mean, after when I made the decision, it was a, you know, a leap of faith, because I haven't played any college ball like that, coming off a neck fracture. So, you know, for other teams, other colleges, like, oh, why, you know, we don't have any film on him to make it worth saying, okay, we should take him in too. He's just suffered a neck fracture, so it's like this, that. So I was like, all right. So I went to JUCO, you know, just as like a man. I just think I can ball, man. I said, I think, hey, if you put me on the field, I can ball, and you know, if the talent's there, they're gonna come. So took
Bet on yourself.
took that, yeah, definitely took that leap of faith, man. Went to Arizona Western in Yuma, like 20 minutes from the border. Nothing out there but dirt in the school, and you know, went out there for a season, which was a blessing, because, you know, definitely learned a lot about myself, and just the stick to itiveness to keep going, and something that you want to and believe in about yourself. You know, bet on yourself, but then not only just bet on yourself, but after you make a decision to bet on yourself, have that discipline and that faith to, when things aren't going right, you know, in that moment, in like 3 months, to keep going and keep doing the things you want to do. Because I didn't get my first offer to college in JUCO until October, so it's like, you know, I was offerless for October. I got benched one game.
Damn.
I got benched one game, and then came back, uh, and then did well too. So it's like, yeah, my man
fault.
Demi over here struggling
Jamil,
now.
he's tweaking,
Bro, my
It's
my
a
holder just snapped on me, bro.
Yeah, and
My,
nah, it's all good, man. Such is life, man. That's how I go. But yeah. So I mean, I didn't receive my first offer to October, man. So it was like, even throughout the 3 months I was there, you know, before the offer, man, it was still having that faith that everything's gonna work out. So, you know, the people either go one way or the other way, man. They either the woe is me attitude and start showing the practice mad, start showing the practice skipping workouts, start showing, you know, doing all this because they feel bad for themselves, or it's like a, all right, man, okay, I just gotta keep going. Something's gonna shake. Something's gonna shake. So
exactly.
it did, man, and blessed the receiver off of Virginia, where, you know, met some of my best friends, and, you know, actually someone that I do business with, my other business partner, you know, met him when I went to Virginia too. So um, that the whole thing was a roller coaster of a ride, journey, emotions, feelings, and everything like that. But to come on the other side, man, is a blessing, you know, and I'm able to, from that, you know, speak to, you know, maybe kids or regular, you know, adults who are going through the same thing, you know, and be able to share my story, not, you know, in a sense of look at me, but maybe a chance for them to reflect, you know, about what they're going through as well.
Yeah, bro, that's powerful. I feel like in those moments, especially the darkest ones, is when you know, you grow the most. And I know you were talking about you know, some of the coaches, you know, you were thankful for, some of the people that you knew. I know the homie Tony knows some coaches that you actually were involved in, right, Tony?
Yeah, I wanted
Okay.
to ask, Bryce, what's the
Yeah.
one word you think of when I say this name? Robert
Oh
Anai.
Nah,
You turkey.
bro, intense.
Yes.
You turkey, you dry turkey, yeah, you suck off. But intense, man. He is hard on his players, but he is one of the best human beings I know. If you see him out of practice, he cares. He really does care. He'll cuss you out, no question. Quick, get out. He'll cuss you out. But he really does care about his players. He really does care about the program. He really does care about you. Like you talk to him outside of practice, and he's a good-hearted human being. It just so happens that he's crazy on the field.
He's crazy on the field.
He's
And
just
I
crazy on
love
the
that because
field.
I agree. I
He's
agree
just
with you
crazy on
too.
the field.
Being able to work with him was definitely, it was very interesting, but it was definitely a pleasure.
Yeah.
Like how he is as a person is just,
Right.
it's very
Went to
genuine.
Syracuse.
And yeah, he's at Syracuse, and then he was the
Yes,
OC
sir.
at NC State this past year. So that's why I got to coach with him. And he's
Okay.
not like any other coach for me. Like he, especially away from the field, away from the building, he's his own person. He's very unique. He's from the islands. He's from Hawaii, and he just got his own style, his own rhythm. And that's what I appreciate, especially in the coaching world. Usually a lot of people have the same type of, temperament, or they move the same, like mannerisms as a coach.
No way.
He has his own little twist to him, and it's really cool. It's refreshing, especially in that one. So how did that recruiting process go for you to where you chose Robert and you chose Garrett 2J at the University of Virginia?
Yeah. When I went out there, I mean, I didn't have that many. Really looks out of JUCO. I had probably 4. Illinois was kind of looking, Indiana was was looking, and then New Mexico, and then Virginia, and then I went out there for Thanksgiving, and basically, I mean, the system was perfect. I mean, they said, it's my shorty right here. The system was perfect. Like they sat me down and showed me, said, "Yo, like this is, how we envision our offense. Like this is kind of what we want to do." And it was right on par with kind of my skill set and everything like that. And then went and rode horses for the first time. Talked to coach. It was a totally different experience being from the west coast of things, seeing no trees, no grass. Being in the city and then going out there. It was different. It was refreshing.
Going to the country. You went to the country on that one.
No, for sure. But then he sat me down. He was like, Coach Mendenhall sat me down, and he was like, "Yeah, we like you," but he said, like, we're not waiting. So like, he's like, here's what it is. Like, we're recruiting 3 other quarterbacks, and and we're not holding a spot. So if they would commit before you, this is what it is. So I appreciated them just telling me that, and but when I got back from the visit, I was like, nah, I need to wait because I never know, I was like, I don't really know too much about Virginia. I said, I need to wait, because if they offer, then more teams are gonna come. I got back. I landed the next day. The next day, I said, yeah, no way, I ain't about to mess this up. So I just called him and then committed, and it ended up being one of the best things that I ever did.
Yeah, man, I was going to say it ended up being a good choice because after 13 games, you broke the UVA record for total offense that Kurt broke. You know what I'm saying? And just went stupid. I'm just reading your stats, just going through it, and it's like it's like a document. It's like a full page document of how many accomplishments you've had. So it seemed like a great fit. I just love their coaching style too. It's different. It's very unique as well. So
100%.
How big of an adjustment was that for you?
Record, and then a year after me, Brandon broke my record. So that's a testament to the coaches too.
Yeah.
So it's a it was definitely a culture over there that breeded a success for sure.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Insane. I mean,
but yeah, he
definitely
came in right under you.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. No stranger to defying the odds. So now I kind of want to get to everything that led you to, making your dreams come true, getting signed with the LA Rams, end up going undrafted in 2020, and being an undrafted free agent, as you know, ain't easy at all. So they actually, I remember when I was in camp with you, they ended up cutting the quarterback. So you played well enough, and then make the practice squad your first year, and then second year you end up playing so well in preseason
Yeah.
that you forced the Rams' hand,
Yeah.
and they ended up keeping you on the roster, and then that year become a Super Bowl champion, and then the year after make the roster again and end up getting your first start.
Yeah.
So can you talk about what you did, one, to just overcome all those obstacles coming in COVID season, being an undrafted free agent, making the team, becoming a Super Bowl champion, and ultimately putting yourself in the position to get your first start with
Yeah.
all the odds defied against you?
No, facts, man. No, that COVID year was definitely was challenging for a lot of rookies. A lot of rookies got cut just because of COVID before they even got a chance to go to camp. Some of them got cut during camp without any games, and that never got a chance to really, come back and prove to a different team. And I was blessed to be able to stay and secure a practice squad spot because a lot of my game is kind of in game. You can't replicate some of that, in
Facts.
as much. You know what I mean? Like as far as breaking tackles or off play scripts,
Hurdling people.
Yeah, so like a lot of people have those special abilities and special talents where game time players. So definitely blessed to be able to the first year coming into a year like that, and a lot of people know how COVID was to be able to secure a spot on the roster. And for me, it was like in that COVID year, we may have got like one scrimmage, as a practice squad quarterback. So it was like, hey, okay, what can I do? What can I do that shows them that I'm ready for this? What can I do that shows them that they should keep me? And for me, it was in the meeting room. Hey, all the cans. Or what's the criteria for all the cans?
Yep.
And we had so much of them, so it was like okay, what is this play? What is this formation? Or what's the what can I show them that it's not on the field? And that's what kind of just every night flashcards, going over the players, going to formations to be able to kind of just when they ask me, I could just get right back to them. So that was definitely that one, and just going making sure I stayed on that the whole season. So never get lackadaisical with the script, with the run game, the pass game, and really make sure I show them that I'm still in tune. Like when you ask me a question, hey, we're late in the season. What's the Seahawks' favorite coverage? And I'm like, all right, I can, hey, what's the candidate?
Yeah.
And making sure I do that, at least that part of it, to be able to let them know that okay, he and I could, and of course, I mean, you look back, okay, man, I could have done more. I could did this a little bit. I could this a little bit, but at the bare minimum, I wanted to do that to make at least let them know that okay, he's committed to at least trying to be better. And then from that, every year I think in football, in life, in every kind of journey part, no matter where you are, personal, athletic, business, is you get through the first year, you kind of assess what who you were, what you did, kind of the areas you excelled at, the areas you need to improve at. You kind of put all that together, and then say, okay, how can I get better? How can I make the jump from this year to this year? Even if it's just a little bit. So my first year to second year, it was like, okay, what did I do good on? What do I need help on? And kind of, asking feedback too. What do you think I need to do be better at?
Exactly.
And the confinement of who you are and your abilities, and then just hammer those skills out, and kind of just every year like figure out what you did great on. Okay, how can I improve? Okay, figure out what you did bad on. Okay, how can I get that's kind of the approach I took from my first year to second year, and it was looking dark. It was looking dark for me, boy. It was looking dark for me. Kind of going to that spring ball. I mean, the OTAs, going to OTAs in the summer into camp. I wasn't sure if I was going to be there, but again, it was like I've been here before. I was like, man, hey, I was like, I always told it, and me and me and Zay, Zay used to talk.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, man, I said, look, I said, man, if they cut me, it's gonna be because they just don't rock with me, not because I can't play. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what I wanted to prove, in the preseason games when I did get a shot to play. So a blessing definitely to be able to showcase, fully in those 3-2 games.
And
Yeah,
I
bro.
love that, Bryce. I think that's a great explanation of like making sure you don't live with regret. And a lot of the kind of things that you pointed out in improvement, right? It sounded like a business background. It sounded like that's what a lot of businesses look to do is they try to see what they do well, what they don't do well, see what consumers really enjoy about their product or service, and then they get feedback and then they improve. Then they just do the necessary things to improve. Did you have that business IQ and background even when you were and did you apply it as a player, or was it vice versa? Was it a player first and then transfer it to business, or the other way?
Great question.
Yeah, nah, I ain't have any background in business, man. I went to school. I mean, I had like three different majors. I was communications, I was psychology, then I was American studies, focused on like Black history, and then I had took some women gender studies classes. So no background in business, and then kind of
I can't lie,
that.
those are tough. Those majors is tough.
Facts.
Yeah, nah, it was dope. And then when I went to Virginia, I was like, man, I said let me do something that I peeled a couple classes. Let me do something that I actually enjoy. So it was a dope experience, but nothing in business. And then kind of going through what I'm going through now, definitely apply the football mentality of it. Kind of okay, man. There's a discipline to everything, right? There's discipline in football. Whether you waking up, you're going to practice, you're reading the playbook, you're doing all these things, you're doing these flashcards like I was doing. Is a discipline to doing that, right? So it's like okay,
Yep.
now the discipline and the actual task are different in business, but it's still a discipline of what you need to do or what you should do or map it out. Like okay, I should do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. And just kind of making that same discipline to the other side, right? Because everybody has discipline. When you got 6 o'clock meeting, you're gonna be up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
And
forced.
you ain't trying to get that fine.
It's forced discipline, but it's still discipline. So
Yeah.
you just gotta put yourself in a mode where it's like, all right, let me treat this like it's forced discipline. Let me treat this like I have to get to the meeting at 6, before 6, and kind of go like that. And it's a competitiveness too. It's like a new challenge. Oh, I can't, I don't know anything about this, or let me challenge myself to figure out more. Let me challenge myself to, you know, do what's uncommon. So football definitely helps in the grind in the drive of someone trying to do business and being immersed in something that's unfamiliar waters.
Facts. No, definitely, bro. And a lot of the stuff I feel like, especially so not only being a quarterback and all the things that you described to put yourself in place to make sure the organization saw you as one of their quarterbacks on the roster, being also an undrafted guy. I remember we had a conversation one time in the suite and, we were talking about, trading in the market and stuff. Cause we was like,
Facts.
as we know, this is not for long. And I feel like being a lower draft guy and, a lower draft pick and undrafted as well, a lot of the higher picks don't feel that heat on their back in terms of I may not be here tomorrow.
Quick.
So
Oh
you
my goodness.
real talk, bro.
Yeah.
So
Oh
it's just like I see a lot of the late round pick guys, undrafted guys are like able to. It's not easy, but they're able to start thinking about life after the game.
Yeah.
And I remember I think maybe it was like year 2, maybe you were already posting like some, if I'm not mistaken, some prototypes of like SipTale. I think you were a little bit involved with your brother. So initially, but what was like, when did that idea come about to like, this is the venture I'm going to dive into? And when and why did the idea come about?
Yeah, people do be gone real quick. I mean, I remember I was walking in. I remember, you walk in, you walk into facility and camp. They had that person right there, the Grim Reaper, standing out.
Facts, bro.
And then they had pool
Yep.
bro aside. I was like, yeah, I see you in there. I went to go get some bacon in the fruit cup like I do. I come back and say, yeah, I'm out of here. I said, damn,
Yeah, bro, it's terrible.
That is wicked. But I think so. Going into my second year in the summer, one of my good friends, he plays for the Chargers. We were talking and trying to just after the first year, you kind of get a feel. Even though it was COVID, it was like, okay, you kind of get a feel of the tedious grind of the 17 weeks of it's like man, you go to practice, you come home, you watch film, you go to sleep, you go to and it was like at first it really started as like we need to find something that we can kind of use as a release, find something that we can immerse ourselves into that helps us on the mental side of the game, because a lot of the battle is the mental side is staying locked in, is keeping when you're not playing, right? It's keeping that positive attitude to wake up and go to practice, go to meetings when you're not playing, and then on the flip side of make sure you're at your best. So when you're on scout team, you're actually helping them to get better. You're not just feeling bad for yourself, so you take it light. So having something that you can kind of a hobby or whatever, and it kind of started out as something. Me and him were kind of bouncing ideas, and one of my good friends, Malik Zaire, who played for the Notre Dame in Florida, he was involved with a whiskey brand.
Nice.
And I saw it was after me and my boy Joe got off the phone, I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, man, that'd be a perfect. I like to have one here and there. You know what I mean? So I was like, I hit him up. I was like, how did you get involved? And he was like, man, hit your alumni, like whoever in charge of your alumni, like, and ask them. And that's kind of one of the best things I did. Kind of hit up our player development, person at UVA, and he was like, yeah, of course, I got you. I'll get you in contact with this person. And then from there, it just
major.
It just started rolling, man. It just started rolling, and I just, I still text the guy that kind of helped us start it. This whole thing kind of gave us the contact for how to start it, because he played a big part of doing this, and then from there, like throughout the months of taste testing, coming up with design, coming up with the name, like really just fell in love with the space. That kind of towards like. I was like, man, I said, I love this. Like, I love football. Like, it's the same. Like my connection to both of them. It didn't start out like that, but over time, putting so much time and effort into it, I grew a passion for the space in general.
Nice.
Yeah, man. You when you dive so deep into something, like you're bound to fall in love because you're like building a relationship with it the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're building a commitment with something. So after you build a commitment, love is the only choice you got. You know what I mean? Because you got to stick with it. You feel me? So I love that. And I was it's crazy that you just went to someone from your college to help you in your player development, because this is what this whole podcast is about, is helping others grow and build something that they wanted to off the field. And it sounds like he had a pretty decent dealing in assisting you. Could you detail a little bit, like maybe one or two huge things that he was like, all right, this is what you have to do in order to get this rolling or started?
Yeah. So the person I went to, he got me in contact with someone has their own company, alcohol company that went to UVA. So I went hit. Our player development was Jerry Capone. So Jerry got me in contact with the person. He turned to be a big. I see it all over the Waterbird Spirits, if you guys know the name. But I got in contact with him, and he was like, okay, he owns his own distillery. I'm like, okay. I said, I can't do that. But he's like, yo, here's this company, man. He said, yo, hit them up, and then kind of tell them what you want to do, and then they'll kind of put the pieces together and allow you to do it. I'm like, okay. But still, I mean, not knowing anything about it, I was asking him, I was like, okay, you think we should go like this? We think we should do this? And he was like, you know what? He said, yeah, you can do that. Like, you can do. At first, we were gonna do like real just spirit, like bottle of whiskey, bottle of vodka, bottle of tequila. Like, yeah, you can do that. He's like, but unless you have these big corporation money, like millions and millions of dollars, it's already saturated. What it's kind of transitioning to is more so canned cocktails, like not just seltzers, but real canned cocktails.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I said, okay, no, that's a good idea. He's like, yeah, you can still do the other one. Just know that, like everybody, the cognac, everybody love, Douce, Hennessy, different other cognacs, tequilas, or vodkas. It's unless you have just $1 million to market and just infiltrate and flood the market with the money that they have to just look at it like an easier way. That was one of the best things he told us, because once he said that, we're like, that makes a whole bunch of sense. And then now from there, it was like, okay, now we can start thinking about designs that go with a can instead of a bottle. Now we can start thinking about a name that fits better with a can and not the bottle. And now we can start figuring out, okay, what do we want to put in it? Do you want it to be carbonated, non-carbonated? And now we have something more concrete to bring to the company to kind of put all the ideas together and kind of formulate the product, send the taste, and we are able to kind of have some verbiage to them to be able to know, what we're envisioning in our dream.
That's so cool. Yeah. That's so cool, because I actually went onto YouTube and I saw you guys taste testing for your product. I saw it. So can you just tell me, I'm going to get into the question of, I know it's a crazy process just to go through that, because there's a lot of legislations with alcoholic drinks and beverages, age restrictions. What's been the most nightmare process for you to kind of do during this whole process?
Oh.
Or has everything been going smooth? Has everything just been kind of a vibe? You know what I mean? I just know that businesses have a whole bunch of different stories.
Yeah,
obstacles,
yeah. That was more of a, man, which one do I say?
Yeah,
man, I mean, we done had problems kind of, going through, and problems are problems, right? But who my team, who I'm with, my brother and my other business partner, we think so much alike as far as, man, there's a solution to everything. So
yeah, that's awesome.
We always feed off each other. When there was something that kind of looked dim, we're like, all right, bet, okay, let's do this. Let's figure out this. Let's, and which allowed us to kind of look at these problems as more, not as problems, but as projects that we just had to do, right? So,
yeah.
Great,
it was perspective.
Yeah, man, and I'm blessed to have these guys, because there's no way I could have done it by myself, and there's no way none of this would be possible without them. And so one of the few big challenges we had was definitely production. We went into manufacturing. We kind of had some problems with. So we hired a company to formulate our product. Then we had another company to actually make it. So communication from these guys to these guys, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, that's tough.
And manufacturing, and not only that, but having all these different ingredients order in bulk, a lot of them, to get to one place to another. We almost missed a few deadlines, and it was crazy, because after a year we had the product, and then they were formulating. They messed up on an ingredient in the can, so we had to wait a whole another 6 months.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, to be able, because it was supposed to be ready by Super Bowl when we went.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be ready then, and then just dealing with manufacturers, finding a company that could produce a low number of cans, because we wanted to have a pilot run first.
Yeah.
And we got produced. We had an event on Friday of October 18th, and then we went to Vegas, and the products weren't produced until October 16th. So we barely made our first event. Yeah. Now we was in a manufacturer facility for almost 24 hours because we were like, yeah, we're not leaving. Like y'all gotta figure it
That's
out.
how you know. That's how you know God real.
Man, I'm telling you,
Amen.
man. So it was a blessing.
Amen.
That and then licensing is just tedious. It's just one of those things that take a long.
Oh yeah, that's major too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
So
it's all for the best, man.
Yeah, and that's why I asked the question, because it's not going into a business venture, especially with any kind of product. There's going to be a lot of tedious, meticulous, time-consuming things. You got to really make sure that all the I's is dotted and T's is crossed, and it's not all roses. But the beautiful thing about being in business is the challenge and then overcoming them. And I love that when you talked about you and your boys being there with you. Can you give us, I know you kind of already did, but a little bit of background on how you guys really just said, all right, we're going to go into this, and how you guys have been able to lift each other up through those hard moments and then celebrate with each other through the great ones?
Yeah.
Good question, bro.
Yeah. I mean, kind of when our deal first started, my brother is my brother, so it's like, man, there's nobody else better. Like me and Hal have that type of relationship where it's like, hey, he not gonna cross me no matter what. I'm not gonna cross him no matter what. And that was.
Let me tell you about my brother, though. I'm sorry, I just.
I'm telling you. So, but it's good to have that, man. And then, my boy, it was just about me and my brother, because my boy that initially I started talking to about the deal first. He was like, nah, it's not for me. So I posted kind of just the email. I posted an email between me and the formulation house, and my boy was like, he said, "What is this? Let me be a part of it." And I was like, "Sure." I said, "All right."
He said, "All right, let me hop on the wave now. It's motion."
I said, "All right." I said, "All right, come on," because my other business partner, man, I told him in college he was always a business-minded person. I was like, man, you're gonna be a millionaire one day. So when he said, yeah, I said, come on. And then from there, we were like, okay, we didn't know the challenges, at first. I mean, we thought we was going, hey, come up with a name, formulate it, get it in the market, do this, right? But that's never the case with anything. But as we kind of went through the process, we kept sticking to it. One, because we believed in the vision, and two, because that joint got kind of expensive. We put up,
bro.
like creating alcohol, like it's expensive. Like
you got to put up front.
You got to put up a lot of money up front to get it formulated, get it manufactured, do all this, to warehouse.
Yeah.
So as we started kind of getting deeper into the process, it was like, so we ain't got no other choice but to keep going. Like no matter how hard it it seemed, we just had to keep doing it because we invested so much time into it and money into it, and we have been through a whole bunch of ups and downs together that made us even more passionate about it. And I think on the football side, that's the same thing as well. In college and high school, you're going through these hard workouts, you're going through these strenuous times, you're going through the wins and the losses with your teammates, which creates bonds. Like, man, like I've been through the same thing that he's been through. We both, almost ain't make, a practice. We both almost ain't make the workout because, it's so hard. So now it's like, all right, bet it don't matter what we going through because I know I got you, you got me, and we can keep rolling. You know what I mean? So same thing on this side too. So,
and that's why it's important not only to get this type of using this platform to get information out about business, investing, all that good stuff, bro. Like in football, you could be great with the X and O's. You could have a great business plan. But what a lot of athletes really need to know is that pretty much what you said, we have these transferable skills that 100%. We've got from pushing our limits to go to war that, we're 1% of the 1%ers, like from a mental and physical standpoint, because not everybody in the corporate world is pushing themselves to the extent that, we are. And it goes way beyond, obviously, the money. Obviously people do, what they do for different reasons, but we have these transferable skills. And I also want people to know it's not about, investing in the right thing. It's about using what you got within you that a lot of people don't got. And that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? You guys were able to see it. that way. And
No,
I love you made that point. Yeah, I love that you
made
made that point, JD, because look, and the sport that we play, a lot of times you play sports, the work that you put in, it's all for just a chance. It's not necessarily for a guarantee for what you put a lot of your effort, your emotion, blood, sweat, and tears in. And that's what business does too. Like you put a lot of stuff in and you don't know if you're going to get a return. Like you have no clue.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
So the transferable
skills. It takes a different type of mental capacity.
It does. And you said it, the transferable skills are something that are perfect and are perfectly in line. That's why you look on job descriptions and some of them say looking for sports-minded employees or athletic employee, someone who's played a sport. So I think that's great. And then, you hear a quote, it's you can go fast alone, but you can go really, really far with a team, with a group of people. So that's what it sounds like with your brother and your boy, man. It sounds like you guys are set up to stay strong throughout this whole journey. And then when you find success, really celebrate. And one thing I really liked watching is on the YouTube is when you actually went to the taste tester. Yeah. And you gave him a sample and you were selling it to him too. Like this is a form of sales in this part of it. You went up to him and you said, hey, this is our thing. This is our take. This is how it finishes. This is what's in it. Could you tell us a little bit about that too? And that process just in that, just trying to sell it to a department or a bar or a restaurant.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning experience because no background in sales. And when we start doing these taste testings, you should hear some of the first ones we did. It's like just come from a different space, and it's like, but knowing that it's fun in a sense. Be like, okay, this was bad, but it's gonna get better. Like you just gotta keep doing it and then being eager to learn and grow. Like I think the biggest thing is always the eagerness for knowledge about whatever it is, whatever industry you're in, whatever aspect you're doing. And okay, so how can I get better at sales? Okay, let me go watch someone pitch a sale. Okay, let me go see, kind of key points, key factors that they say that they do. How can I transfer that into what I'm doing? Okay, how can I know a lot about the product to be able to give, knowledgeable facts to somebody, but not something that's, that'll go out one ear and another where it's too boring. So,
things you got to think about.
Yeah, facts. And then also, like seeing like we're all at the taste testing together, and it's like, okay, let me see what he says. Okay, let me see what I said. Okay, let's see, have this like friendly, like, okay, competition in a sort of okay, like who can say the best, but being able to kind of feed off each other and be able to take different talking points and just learn it, because for the first couple sales pitches was kind of rough.
Bro.
Absolutely.
Just jumping into it, not being afraid to be a newbie to the whole thing, because you're not gonna be perfect.
Yes.
You playing football your whole life. You're so comfortable in that role that now, trying to go and pitch something to a bar is like it's uncomfortable. But you just have to be okay with just that and knowing that it's going to get better.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Okay,
I kind of put
uncomfortable.
Right, exactly. I put the cart before the horse too, because I asked the question about sales, but before sales, always is you got to be able to know your brand and your marketing. And your brand and marketing always and forever can make sales easier, right? However you present whatever you got for somebody, if it's a beautiful presentation, it just makes it a more enjoyable experience when you're trying to, expose it to somebody, because it's professional, it looks good. And I want to tell you, your branding and your marketing, bro, from the beginning is
professional.
Really, really, really dope. Like fire. And throughout every brand, throughout every marketing kind of strategy, there's a story. So I'm gonna share the screen to where you see the website. Let me know if you can see it, and then tell me the story behind the branding and why you wanted to do it in this particular way.
For sure.
All right. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to go to what do you want to do first? Do you want to see the website first or Instagram? Because I think those are really really good avenues. But where do your customers usually come from? Do they come from Instagram or do they go through Google? Like, what do they see first before they buy a product? Do they see your website first? Usually.
Nah, they usually come from Instagram. A lot of the things that we do in ads, they usually are through Instagram for sure.
So let's see that. Let's check that out. So tell us a story. Tell us what is the process through this kind of presentation.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of the kind of things that we did throughout starting the brand was making sure that our voice, making sure that, all right, who are we? Like, making sure that we are as authentic as possible. Like, trying to make it all of our interests into one, trying to make it be relatable to ourselves and to the audience. So what we came up with is like, man, my other business partner, he loves fashion. We love to dress. So it's like, all right, let's do a high end fashionable brand that has a bit of rebellious to it, right? Like all of us, like we like to dream, we like to go out and have fun. We like to be unconventional. You know what I mean? Like we're in these spaces with a lot of people, but we're not necessarily suit and tie. Like can't do that, but we're also at the end of the day we gotta be ourselves. So we gotta have a little bit of rebelliousness into it, and we love aesthetically pleasing things, right? Like in these videos and some of the pictures, I have my grills on, right? Not because of anything, just because of the aesthetic of kind of just how I like to look. So that's one of the things that we wanted to do was like, yo, we're gonna be unapologetically ourselves. We're gonna like make some people mad, maybe a little bit. We're gonna add some sex appeal to it, and on the picture side now, let's incorporate that into the drink. What is the drink? The drink is a drink that can be poured in a glass. It's sophisticated with the cognac hints to it, but it can be drunk out of a can, right? There's not a lot of drinks that you feel can be poured into a martini glass or a scotch glass that feel like it's not out of place, right? It's a drink, a sophisticated drink that you get in a bar or as a mixed cocktail. Now it's in a can. So let's show both sides of it. Let's show the high end fashion aesthetic with the drink, and let people know that hey, you can drink it in a glass like right here, or you can drink it in the can. It goes both places, and it's us and who we are into the branding, and everybody's got a story, man. It's not about the story. Kind of what we were big set on is everybody got a story. It doesn't matter what part of like life you come from. Your story is your story, and you use that to kind of elevate what you want to do, and never listen to the people that don't understand your past.
I love that right there, bro. That's awesome. And yeah, bro, it has an inviting aesthetic. Yes, it's very, very fashionable. And bro, that is interesting. That's something I thought with how you described it, that you can sip it in a can, but it has that elegant feel to it, and I couldn't really articulate that in my mind. But I was like, yo, this joint is just so cool because of how you did the marketing, the pictures. Like it's like for everybody, and it's for everywhere, like every setting. So I wanted to ask you, how did you? Because with me, me and my boy Tone, we're artists as well.
Yeah.
And like music videos or marketing or like aesthetic picturing, like how did you dial down, unless you guys already had a person in place, but like who to pick to the photographer, the videographer? Like how did you guys find the right person to fit what you guys were trying to do?
Yeah, fact. I mean, luckily, before all this, like we knew someone who was like a videographer and photographer, mostly a videographer. We knew and I've helped him with his videos, and he is a grinder at what he does. His name is LB, and he
Nice.
LB goes crazy. Like he takes everything like to heart. He's like, oh yeah, if I can't do this, all right, let me do this. So I've got to know him since like 2019, and kind of just seeing the work that he does. and kind of so it made it easy to kind of already know someone that does that. And for him, like it was kind of he's not necessarily a photographer, so it was kind of a new lane for him as well, which he killed the photo.
Still crushed it, yeah.
He killed it, yeah. So all we had to do was like, yo, this is our vision. This is kind of what we want to do. We sent him like reference shots, and then he was like, all right, I got y'all. And then we were, all of us, which is what makes this like the photo shoots and the videos special is like we're very, very hands on with the direction of the models and different things like that. And so most of the models is the homies. So
yeah,
like the people from the city are like, yo,
perfect.
I need y'all for this. You know what I mean? So
hey, it always pays to know pretty women, baby. It always pays to know pretty women. You feel me?
Facts. The homie Bryce do know a lot. He be like, yeah, that's just my homegirl. I'm like, bro, it seems like your homegirls is
yeah.
Like, you got a good group of homegirls.
Hey, man,
you got models.
Hey, you got to, man, because you never know. You may need them for some, but they're good people though. I'm grateful that they came through because a lot of them was canceling.
Yeah, I know, bro. It's tough, but what's funny, bro, is just to kind of take it back to you. It's funny, like you're the person. I feel like you're the person that could do that because you got swag, you got charisma, you carry yourself in like a very, very mature way. Yeah. I kind of think you're young, but you're also like an old soul at the same time.
Yeah.
So, any other person would kind of get outside of themselves having, let's put it how it is, very good looking friends, homegirls. But that doesn't really, from what I see, distract you, from the mission. And that's why, you're successful in both the field and, the business world now. But in terms of, I wanted to kind of get back to, the financial side of the business. My last question on this, you have your team, your brothers that you're investing with, the homies. What do you do in terms of like an unbiased person that looks straight out at the money, like in terms of, the taxes, making sure the money is going to the right places? Is that something that you guys do, or you have like an accountant or someone that kind of like looks over that?
Yeah,
the numbers.
So we have a lawyer for the taxes. We have a lawyer for the taxes, and right now for the accounting part, I mean, we're still small. We're still small enough to be able to accurately
navigate it. Yeah,
navigate the accounting, navigate the money, navigate the expenses, and making sure we're charting everything. The biggest thing is just making sure everybody's on the same page. We're charting everything, all the expenses. Where's the money going? Where's the money coming from? Where's it going out to? And my mom's kind of she has a kind of history in finance, so she's kind of helping us.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, facts. Everything works out.
That's major.
And just right now, right? As we grow, we're going to have to hire a full accounting team.
Yeah.
But starting off small gives you a glimpse of, at a very surface level, the accounting part of, what goes on.
Yeah. So you actually get experience with it before it goes big. So, like if something ain't right or not. Yeah. That's awesome.
100%, man. And just kind of, again, just kind of read up on different things, in business accounting, read up on different tactics, read on different tools that will help you as a small business, kind of learning the accounting part of it. And, I mean, for a while, I mean, just, we've been doing this for almost 2.5 years. And just last month is when, we're starting to, before it was just, expenses.
Yeah, right.
We built it up to kind of have some income, be able to handle those expenses, and which is a blessing to be able to stick to it, long enough to be able to see some benefits.
Yeah, just taking that and then reinvesting in the business and growing it. That's amazing.
Yeah, got to, man. So, it's been a ride for sure.
So what is? I'm gonna ask two questions. The first one's gonna be, who is an inspiration in your business model wise? Like, if you had read a book that really spoke to you, or you really loved a CEO that was just doing his thing, is there anybody that you looked up to that said, okay, I like their model, let me try to use their framework or just their process in some way?
Yeah.
Was there anybody like that for you?
Yeah. So we looked at a few alcohol brands that we looked at, kind of coming up and like, okay, we like the way they do this, we don't like the way they do this, like, or the tone, you know, they're very, you know, they don't care, that they're who they are. So we looked at a few alcohol brands, not just canned cocktails, you know, we looked at Lobos too with LeBron.
Nice.
And we looked at them, and then also reading up on, I don't know if you guys know Bai, the Bai, BAI, the antioxidants drink. It's like they got like coconut.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the CEO, I remember seeing. I remember watching a interview with the CEO of Bai, and he was kind of explaining how he started. He was like, man, I did everything from the ground up as far as in house. He said, I didn't have a sales team. He said, my mom's was a sales team in the apartment.
Wow.
It's like, you know, and my friends helped me go to the stores and sell out the cases. My friends helped me do this, and like, he built it up in the initial part of it as a family wise. He said I was okay with, you know, not seeing the immediate rewards, you know, and then now, you know, buy sold for, you know, I think over a B, right? And it's that, and then also Jay-Z. Listen to Jay-Z when he was talking about Ace of Spades. He was like, it gives you kind of comfort, like, you know, where you don't feel rushed, especially now with social media. You feel like, okay, they have this, I gotta have this. Oh, I have to have this by tomorrow. Like, it feels like a competition, a race of just like, what does someone else have, and taking it for what it is and saying, oh, I need that in a certain time. So Jay-Z was saying, he's like, it took me 8 years to build Ace of Spades to what it is. Like, it took 8 years to really Ace of Spades, which no one knows, right? It's like, you see,
I think it happens overnight.
Yeah, so it's like, and kind of researching different companies like as Casamigos, and Beatbox and different things. Like, these companies have been around for like 5 years before they sold, or 5 years before they see success. So understanding that and looking at these different companies lets you know that it's okay, you know, be okay with, you know, hey, you guys spend the money for the first 4 years before you see something. You guys, you know, be okay with not seeing the results for a period of time, because it doesn't matter who you are. Jay-Z is Jay-Z, and it took him 8 years to build Ace of Spades. So,
yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
insane.
Hearing stories like that, watching people like that, gives you motivation, gives you insight, you know, and it helps you not to rush the process of what you're doing, to try to be in a place where, you know, the foundation is not solid, right? You know, I want to build a company up to be able to, you know, check off all boxes, but in the right way. You know, never be too fast to try to grow.
Amazing,
bro. I love that. I love that.
Well said.
Yeah,
very,
man,
very well said. And that's like, you know, going through a lot of the, like, you know, you got to persevere, but, you know, you got to set goals as well. Like, you got to set, like, there's a reason why you started. Mm-hmm. So what is next? What is the goal for SipTale? Is it a store number? You want to be in this many stores? Is it a valuation? You want to be able to build it up to where you could sell it? What's the ultimate goal? So, you know, if somebody listening, they know, okay, there's a reason why you start, so that there's a, you know, as much as possible, a distinct finish to what you're building.
Yeah. No, yeah. The ultimate goal, we want to sell we want to build it up, especially in the alcohol business. You can build it up to a certain point where you can only build it up yourself to a certain point, because there's so many other companies that have the infrastructure, the manufacturers, to be able to really push it. So the ultimate goal, we always say 500 million. Like, we want to sell the company for 500 million, right? And
love that.
And looking at these different companies, you know, like successful companies selling for 700. 1 point. Terramana, I think is valued at like 3.6 billion, and then like,
wow,
and not looking at that number as like saying like, oh man, we got to do that, but looking at these numbers and saying like, okay, when you build a successful brand, kind of like the ballpark is always that, and then okay, how do we do that though? Okay, then now we talk about the big ultimate goal. Now we say, okay, what does 2024 look like? Okay, 2024 looks like, okay, let's get in all the counties in Arizona. Let's really take over, all the stores. Let's get into Total Wine. Let's get into corporations in 2024 from here to that. And the next one is like our 2025. What does that look like? It's okay. So let's expand into the West Coast. Let's expand to California and Vegas, right? And then let's do what we're doing now in a sense in Vegas and California, and build that up, right? Let's really take over the West Coast first, and then for the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, 4 years, and then okay, let's build it up so we can be able to go to the East Coast. Let's go to Miami. Let's go to New York. Let's go back to Virginia where I'm school at. So it's like kind of have these year by year goals, and it could go faster. It could go faster. It could go slower, right? But it's like it gives you a good indicator on like, okay, are we on pace? Are we not on pace? Okay, are we what can we look at and say we need to speed up? Okay, can we look at and say we need to speed down, and just gives you a good physical actual achievable goal to be able to let you know that you're on track and give you something to really measure yourself.
Facts. Putting together a game plan, honestly.
Exactly, man.
At this point,
that's all it is. It's just a elongated game plan, man.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, bro. And I think it's only going to continue to, go up from there, bro. With the people you got in place, the mindset you got, for sure.
I can't wait to see you in 5 years and then have you back on the show in 5 years and say, "Damn, you boy, you sold for this. You sold for how much? You sold for how much? Oh my god!"
Yeah,
you feel me?
We want to be seen in a whole new place, man. That's the beauty of life. Everything is changing, and we're only growing, and it's just like the want to do what we're doing, right? What we're doing is doing something to speak voice to people who are afraid to hop in front of a camera on a mic, saying no one wants to hear what I'm saying, or no one wants to no one wants to hear my ideas, or it's just the bravery to do what we're doing, and really because we want more for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, bravery.
We're inspiring a lot of people to do things that they never thought they could do themselves.
Facts, bro. In a couple years, you know what I'm saying, hopefully, like we just spoke into existence, the SipTale will be going crazy, Athletic Money will be going crazy, and like Pivot got Happy Dad, you know what I'm saying? We might have SipTale, you know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
And we're going to sip, and then we're going to tell a tale about everything.
You know what? And I love to do that too, like do like some during the show, I got my SipTale with me. You feel me? Drinking on the pod.
Hey, facts.
You know what I mean? Man, facts. And one of the best things someone like I've ever heard is like you can't lose if you don't quit. Like that's the only time. No matter what, like you can't lose if you don't, but just don't quit. Like no matter what,
love that.
Just don't quit. And then it's like you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot to that mug, and just hold on. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
You got to tie a knot.
Dropping jazz.
Yeah. So like, hey, you don't quit, man. Hey, we gonna be one of the ones for sure, man.
Nah, man, that's perfect, and I think that's that's a great way to end the show. What you think, OG Tone?
I got one more question. I'm built with questions. You know what I'm saying? I got one more, and it's about just we love sports, and you grew up in that background. You're a competitor. Like no matter what, you're gonna have competition in what sports you play, and also in business as well. So I wanted to ask you. We don't really have a much of the data, but just by what you already know and heard about these two prominent all-star athletes.
Oh, I know where he's going with this.
we know how they been on the court, right? We know Shaq was best big man to ever play. Michael Jordan, obviously, best debatable.
GOAT.
However, you know what I'm saying?
GOAT,
He's the GOAT. He's GOAT to me, but it's debatable in other eyes, you feel me? But what about off the court? Who was the better businessman? Who was the better athlete turned into a entrepreneur mogul in your eyes that you feel like needs that trophy?
Between Shaq and Jordan?
Between Shaq and MJ, what you think?
Well, okay.
I'll pull up some stats.
Jordan got the shoe, which is crazy because he good off that. But you see Shaq everywhere. Shaq has his hand in everything.
Yes.
Facts.
He has his hand. He has his hand in literally everything. Alcohol, like you go, so like
Carnival Cruise,
bro. I'm telling you, so
insurance.
As far as really getting to it, Shaq hands down. Because I'm like, Shaq, what you know about deep frying? What you know about everything? You know what I mean?
Yo, for real though. Nah, I definitely.
Yeah, nah.
I agree. I agree with you as well.
He's tough, bro. He's tough. But
so which one?
Jordan,
Which one though? Which one?
He said
who?
Shaq.
Nah, Shaq got it.
Yeah, I think it's a good debate. I think it's a good debate.
I think
JD?
Shaq got it as well. I think Shaq got it as well, bro. Because you know what, bro? When I was a youth man and my parents couldn't get no J's, bro. I was on the boardwalk walking in them Shaqs, you feel me? Hey, he made something happen for me. Jordan ain't do it for me, bro. That boy Shaq made something happen for me. And I was a big boy, you feel me?
Yeah, nah, Shaq with it.
Facts.
I'm like, yeah.
Facts. A majority of people across the world probably got Shaqs before they got Jordans. I could probably say that, right? I can say that with confidence.
And Shaq still booming. Like they still be selling. Like they still be selling out.
Still be selling.
Facts.
They be going fast still.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what I wanted to kind of compare it to. Is you got a lot of. I think MJ, you could say it is more independent, or he wants a lot of ownership in his ventures, and he wants quality. So you talk about Michael Jordan brand, you talk about the Charlotte Hornets, and then at first the Bobcats, and then rebranding them. You know what I mean? So he's been in something that, and his ventures are huge but very quality driven. He wants a good product, and I guess he doesn't want to dive his brain into too many different ones, especially if he's at the helm, if he's at the head. You know, so but Shaq, he's you know, Jay-Z said, you know, what he say? He said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So like, so Shaq is the business and a businessman, so he's leveraging it that way himself. Like I saw him at Office Depot the other day. What's he got to do with? Actually, it's a good point because you know, if someone's big and needs a chair, you know, if a chair can support Shaq, that's a good little marketing strategy. You know what I'm saying? So, and same thing with cars and everything. So, I definitely agree with you. I think Shaq will give him the title because he's you just know him more. You just know him a little bit more. MJ, you might have to take the backseat on this one, but it's debatable. It's debatable. I'm excited to see the comments.
It's just two. They both successful. It's like, okay, which one? Which path you want to go to, man?
Yeah, it's subjective. It's objective. It's objective. You know what I mean? It's hard to really put a stamp on it unless you look at net worth. All right, this is how much money they both are worth. You know, you can do it that way. But it's definitely something that, you know, you got your opinion on. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. So yeah, all right. I guess what me and Demi together, we together.
Yeah, facts, bro. I'm
no, I
Shaq
agree.
All the way, bro.
Okay, I agreed. I'm with Shaq. Yeah, I'm with Shaq.
Okay,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the big boys. We just shouted out Trent Williams last week too. Did you hear about Trent Williams and him getting his own, or really partnering with Factory Lab and getting his own shoe, and not design, but really his branding along with a colorway that the shoe is coming out with? Did you hear about that? And Trent Williams?
Nah, I ain't hear about it. That's dope. Nah, that's dope.
Yeah,
it's gonna be his cleat. It's gonna be his.
Nah, it's a slide. It's like because the front, the CEO, the head of it all is he was like the front guy for Yeezy, so it's kind of like a Yeezy slide kind of vibe, but for, you know, football players, different vibe. Yeah, bro. And they're gonna get like, it's gonna be more equity based model. So they'll be able to, like, whoever partners with them will be able to grow with the business. So it's pretty cool.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Got to get to it, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Got to get to it.
You got to get to it, man. Got to get
Equity
to
is
it.
huge. Ownership is huge. That's where wealth is really built. Yep.
Ownership, man. Ownership.
Yep.
For sure. That's what's up.
Man, Bryce, this was a pleasure, bro. This is an awesome episode. I appreciate you being a part of the early journey of us as well. We know even though you've been at it for 2 years, you're still early in your journey, the journey is looking bright. I'm just telling that from our viewer, from our angle to see, and I know from viewers that have already followed your page. But if people don't know about you and they want to know, or if they want to know about SipTale and they want to buy a product, how do they find you? Where do they look? Where do they go?
So the Instagram page for SipTale is SipTale, SIPTALE, and then the link to buy is right there. It'll link you to the website, and you can buy straight from there. Try both flavors, man. We got 2 amazing flavors: lemon sidecar and strawberry margarita that are really top notch, and they're both not carbonated. So if you do
nice,
you don't got to deal with all that. So yeah.
Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite?
Man, it's like picking a kid. It's like picking a kid, man. So, you know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah,
it's like picking a kid. You have favorites on some days. Some days, but if I'm drinking multiple, I'll do the lemon sidecar. If I'm just having one, if I'm having one at nighttime or start the morning off on a weekend on a brunch, though, not just every morning.
Yeah. I was picking up what you putting down.
Yeah. I'm
glad you clarified though.
If I was to have one for like a brunch or something on a weekend, I'll probably just go with the strawberry margarita. But both of them are good, man. And if you don't like one, you're gonna like the other one. That's kind of just how it's been going down for us. So
nice.
Yeah, man.
Amazing, man. Yeah, pleasure, bro.
Amazing.
Pleasure having you.
Y'all amazing.
And thank you for coming on. Thank you for being patient with us. And man, we're excited to see your growth. And definitely can't wait to see where everything goes. So I appreciate you and your time, bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Man, thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be here with y'all in the same space, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah. This is Athletic Money. I'm your co-host, Jamil the Real, and that's your host, OG Tone, and our amazing guest who's on all the way up, Bryce Perkins, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
All my life, I did it once, I do it twice. Only right, she by my side. Every time she in a bind, I got bread, I could slide. She feels safe, she feel alright. My kids ain't even born yet, and them babies set for life.